What's this? Time to change my lifestyle. Right, this is a 17-minute one. We'll have a look at this. It's from the past.
Hello, it's me. Hello. See you on the other side. I need to make a statement, like, across the board. I haven't slept for, I don't know how many nights now. Like, we were on YouTube a few nights ago, and they took me down. Mass reporting again, mass reporting.
Who does that sound like?
All week fighting.
Everybody wait for pay up. No, it doesn't. It's a principle. It's a principle. He looks like Eric Walker. It's a principle thing. We can't pay the people that we tracked. I can see you on Discord saying convincing me to do it. Don't convince. I'm not doing it. I can't pay him. Like, not only would he have my details in some way through the system, probably. I'm not giving him any money. I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to make it worse for him.
YouTube over her with no name, and KK has been trying to get me down, and I'm exhausted.
Her with no name in KKK is referring to the people that are suing him for defamation now. The people that were the sad victims of the Chris Watts murder, like the families of the children who were murdered by Chris Watts. It gets dark.
Exhausted. That was that, and then on Friday, my Crowcast was mass reported, and I had to sort that out. Hopefully that'll be back in action in a couple of.
Who does this sound like? It sounds just like Phil.
Days. I don't understand my life, why I'm so important to people, but I am, it seems. The Watts case is getting scary on many levels. It's like Chrissy, Blair, all been got at, like in a big way.
I assume his patrons still exist. Like, if you pay for it, you get access to all the old ones as well. So I can look into it, but I'm not, like, if it's any of my banking details going into his Patreon system, I'm not doing it, because then he'll somehow find my details. Or I need to check. I've got Patreon. I can check it to see if you get to people's details, but it'll at least have something to go on. And I just don't want anything, and I don't want him thinking that I'm paying him money
in an actual physical way. And others as well. Anna,
big ups, Jamie.
Broken into. A lot more than I can say, but I won't say. But the thing is, this is big. The Watts case, as you know by now, is very big. By some very big players.
It's big to you because you earn loads of money on YouTube at this time, talking about it all the time.
So I was going to come on Facebook Live tonight, but I couldn't face the chat. I'm not at a breakdown, but I couldn't face the chat. I need to have a break. And I'm thinking, this ban from YouTube could be a sign, AD.
This was brilliant, because when Darkside, we don't get to see oh, this is so good. Like, he obviously did have some sort of breakdown from being banned on YouTube, didn't he? From his testimony here. And the worst thing for the narcissist is being out of control. He would have been so angry. I can't go on my channel, I can't talk, and I can't say the things. And so he set up this other channel. This is Armchair Detective Red. We're going back in time on his second channel. And the reason he set it up is because he got banned from YouTube. And he's decided to bring it to the table here. And, like, you don't, like, instead of being like, like, this is the thing I don't understand about all this, is, like, some of it doesn't count as content. Like, you're angry or you're upset. And some YouTubers that are vloggers and their lifestyle vloggers, you would see into areas of their life and it would be an episode. But because you're the Armchair Detective and your episodes are about the murders and the cases and all that, doing this lifestyle vlogging when you're most angry or upset is a really strange move.
That you need a break, I've done 100 consecutive nights, and just maybe it's affecting my health.
100 consecutive nights talking about the Chris Watts case every night. Because you get the numbers, like back then you got the numbers in his streams and people would, like, the money's coming in. Wow.
I think I'm 21, I'm 65. I still think I'm 21. Well, anyway,
the prostitute.
I got a bit worried because I don't know if you've ever this feeling, but I'd wake up and my heart would be racing. Like, why is my heart racing? I've just woken up in the morning. Like when adrenaline's rushing, like you've been to the gym for a long time, or you're watching a horse race and your horse is winning and your heart beats faster.
Don't tell me he's going to claim he suffered anxiety Like, if you spend 100 nights consecutively doing live streams on YouTube talking about the grisly, gruesome murders of 2 young children, like, surely that's going to do something for your anxiety.
Or something's exciting you in sport when someone scored a goal. I wake up feeling like that. I think
Anxiety.
my heart's going boom, 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 boom. This is not right. So,
or it could be that you're unhealthy in other ways. You know, it could be that you're unhealthy. But it sounds to me like anxiety. You're waking up. You don't tell me when he's waking up. Like, but
I went to the doctor's a few days ago.
touch you the face.
Actually, Christmas.
When's this one done? 2 years ago. January 17th. So he's had a big Christmas, drunk a load. 2 weeks after Christmas, he's feeling it. I think what's most likely, if I was a doctor, right, and he's telling me this stuff, I'd say, can we check your heart? That's what I'd say. Can we put you on the blood pressure thing and check your heart? Because you've had a big Christmas. Could this be during COVID times? Could it be anxiety? But it's 2 weeks after Christmas. A lot of people get complications with their, like, if they've got building up problems with their lifestyle in terms of the food they eat, their inability to exercise and stuff like that, then at Christmas you eat a load of bad stuff and it might kick it into gear in a bad way.
And they took a thing called my blood pressure, on the arm, blood pressure.
He tried broadcasting on Vimeo. That's the wrong site for that. And then Patreon.
And
good night, anyone who's going to know.
Worried. She said, "Have you been worrying about things lately? Have you been under stress? Are you all right?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'm a bit stressed. Believe it or not, YouTube is the most stressful job you can have." I said.
Believe it or not, he told the nurse/doctor, my job is the most stressful job you can have. Choosing when to go on the internet and do what the fuck I want is the most stressful job you can have. YouTube, where I turn on the live stream and literally just talk about the Chris Watts case for an hour or two at length, like something's in the news, someone said something on Facebook, I ramble on about it. That for a few hours every night is the most stressful job you can have. To a health professional, he says that to a health professional who has to work long hours dealing with people's problems all day. People come in really poorly and sick. They've probably done training where they've had to, on the job, seeing hospitals and stuff. To a health professional, Alan would go in and say, I'm a YouTuber. Have you been stressed? Well, actually, yes, because my job is the most stressful job you can have. If I was that health professional, your job is to smile and go, okay, I understand it probably is, yes. But inside, you'd be so angry, I would probably say, yeah, I don't think I can prescribe you anything, actually, it turns out. I've looked you over, and it turns out that you're having a bad reaction to being a cock. Now leave.
She laughed. I said, it is. Try being a YouTuber. Ask anybody that's a YouTuber.
This is narcissism.
Yeah, believe it or not, YouTube is the most stressful job you can have, I said. She laughed. I said, it is. Try being a YouTuber. Ask anybody that's a YouTuber. And
saying that to his health professional or doctor. Imagine going to a doctor, right? A doctor who's got like a medical degree and they work in the doctors and saying to them, try being a YouTuber. You should try being a YouTuber. Well, hey, I don't need to. I've got a job. I'm here assessing you. But you might be in the wrong room because this is the medical doctors for people who have got poorlies, and you might want to be next door in the head doctor for people who are fucking mental, mate. Like, it's time for you to go and see a psychologist. Get out of my office. Like, what are you saying? And why would you go on the internet to reveal this level of narcissism? It's just insane. I love looking into his old stuff. Again, Fantastic Mr. Sam. If Fantastic Mr. Sam's still listening, there was a lot of my Mimp Squad. We played direct capture the other day because we watched a bit of that being said on the stream because one of my ladies was in hospital, so I wanted to watch that being said, so I made them all watch it. And we played direct capture and they all fucking loved it. So you've got some new fans there. Yeah, like, this is very, very dark side, Phil, to have this level of narcissism. I went to the doctor, I said I was stressed, and it's the hardest job. Not only am I stressed, but my job and my lifestyle is just so much harder than anyone else's. It's the hardest job in the world, being a YouTuber. Can you take a day off? Yes, anytime I choose. But really, the money's coming in, so I don't want to. Right.
She said, have you been worrying about things lately? Have you been under stress? Are you all right? I said, well, yeah, I'm a bit stressed. Believe it or not, YouTube is the most stressful. I
do Battery Exhausted, is my B-side channel. That's the place for Alan stuff. I'm stupid because in all the detractor stuff I go by Super Chuffer, but I want them to watch Battery Exhausted, which is the B-side channel, because I don't give Alan the time of day on my main channel, and it makes him even more angry. So I do it there on Battery Exhausted. It's a mind game with these narcissists.
Job you can have, I said. She laughed. I said, it is.
Don't worry, Sam's been down the deepest of rabbit holes. Sam's got his mining helmet on and a torch. His face is slightly blackened by the coal. He's wearing a high vis. I don't know what the point of a high vis is down a coal mine. Like, you know, I suppose it's very dark and you want to be noticed, but like, you know, you're not going to be bumping into anyone. You're going to be at the coal face. But Sam knows all about rabbit holes. He's all good.
She laughed. I said, it
she
is.
laughed.
Try being a YouTuber. Ask anybody that's a YouTuber. And
Christ.
She says, right.
People watch him and give him their hard-earned money. Like, that's offensive to everybody. I can't think of anybody in my chat who has a job that, like, I can't think of any other job that could be easier. Like, I know that we work hard as YouTubers and content creators, and you try and put the hours in and get in the edit and nose to the grindstone and stuff, but, like, for Christ's sake, I'm sat in my fucking front room with a computer and I'm talking into a microphone. Like, every other job I've ever experienced has been 10 times harder than this. Like, I put the hours in, yes. I do the research. Sometimes you have to, like, you know, consider it like a job and put some work in. But for Christ's sake, I used to work as a pot wash in a restaurant. That was much, much harder than this. I used to work as the commis chef in the restaurant. This was far harder than this. I used to do the chef de mise en place at one point. Oh, moving up in the world. That was even harder because everyone wanted to shout at you twice as much. And at one point, someone threw a bowl across the kitchen at me like they were fucking Gordon Ramsay, and I'd had enough. And then we had to go and have a fucking, later on that night, we had to have a fight in a bar with one of his old friends who tried to headbutt me, and I got dragged out by the bouncers. And then I cried because I couldn't go into the party night with all my friends, and I was pretty upset by the fact he headbutted me because it makes your eyes water. And I just carried on. I was like, for fuck's sake, this has gone really badly. And then he instead of beating me up any further, he came out and said, I'm sorry I made you cry. Do you want to come back in and I'll buy you a drink? And I said, fuck no, you're all cunts. I'm walking home. No, that was a harder job, and then I didn't do any more crying after that about that. But that was a funny night. And then there was another time after that. Okay, what other jobs? I've worked in a factory. That was fucking awful. I've worked as a roofer, my dad runs a roofing company, so I had the good opportunity to carry a bucket around and then nail in some tiles and lift some tiles and, you know, put things on the van. That was pretty tough. You turn up at 6 a.m. before the sun comes up in the winter to go and put freezing cold tiles on a van. Like, this doesn't compare. And anyone who works any kind of normal job will understand that Alan's saying that he has the most stressful job in the world because he turns on his computer and talks fucking nonsense about whatever the fuck he wants. Usually he's watched somebody else's YouTube video. In today's episode, Alan, you put on the news for over an hour.
Most stressful job you can have, I said. She laughed. I said, it is.
It is.
Try being a YouTuber. Ask anybody that's a YouTuber. And she says, right, we're going to have to monitor.
Ask anybody that's a YouTuber. All right, doctor, hang on, Alan, we're going to just pause your appointment for a moment because I need to contact PewDiePie and find out just how hard this YouTubing life is before I can accurately prescribe you any medication. Yeah, I've got some tech and we work on it. You know, absolutely, Athene. We work on it. But, like, you know, getting media savvy is different from learning, like, being a hairdresser. When I was a hairdresser, that took years to learn the craft and trade. And, like, if I fuck up on a stream, then the mic is off. But if I fuck up on a haircut, then someone's hair is really bad and they cry and then everything goes wrong and then they get people shouting at you and then all their friends are told on Facebook. This has not happened to me, by the way. Once a girl said, can you cut my fringe shorter? And I said, no, if I cut it shorter, what will happen is it will spring up and then it will look shorter than you want it. Don't ask me to cut it anymore. And she insisted, and I cut just a little bit more off, and it started to spring up, and she started. And I was like, don't you fucking start, because I just told you. And we were having a great rapport, and then she cried. And then I had to, like, just say there's nothing I can do about that. So that did happen, but that was only once. But, like, yeah, Sam, that's exactly what he did today, yes. The experience of working with people in that way, you know, making someone happy is mainly the thing you do. But every now and then someone's unhappy. You take that home with you, like, Not all the good stuff, but it makes you feel bad because someone's unhappy in your presence and you're involved in it, made them unhappy, you know. So you don't have to feel like that, Alan, when you're just ranting on YouTube. Like, okay. Ask some other YouTube. In fact, ask any other YouTuber Alan suggests to his doctor. I could just imagine that conversation. They must fucking hate him. Everywhere he goes, it's the same as Darkside Phil. They must fucking hate him. He's probably been to that doctor's, up and down, in and out over the years, demanding all this treatment and special. Like, every time he's got something wrong with him, he's the fucking king of the world. End of the world is ending. Alan needs an appointment right now. Why I need an appointment now? I can't wait till tomorrow. I don't care if Ethel's having a fucking hearing aid checked. It's my turn. I'm first. I'm first. I'm first.
And he says, right, we're going to have to monitor your blood pressure.
Yeah, I bet. I'm first. Sorry. I'm first.
Thought International.
This is the adverts. Fuck you, the adverts. You know, I'm not even buying that now, whatever it is. I can't even tell what it is, but I'm not buying it.
And of making a video about a dog tag, I know it's childish. I'm first.
I'm first.
Good luck, man. Of making a video about a dog tag, I know it's childish. I'm first.
I'm first. Classic Angry Alan meme. I'm first. I'm making a video about a dog tag. I know it's childish.
I want you to go away and buy yourself a blood pressure monitor and check your blood pressure twice a day for 2 weeks and come back.
If only his subscribers could give him some money to help him with this purchase. I'm glad he brought up the fact that it cost him money. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to be manipulated into pity giving with the tippies.
That was...
He's laughing because he knows that was the grift. He's laughing about it. They gave him something. Honestly, I'm saying the NHS have given him something and he's pretending he had to buy it. And that's what I'm guessing.
Buy yourself a blood pressure monitor and check your blood pressure twice a day for 2 weeks and come back. That was... I'll be honest with you, that was over 3 weeks ago.
I'll be honest with you. Would you? Why would you proceed your statement with that unless you were lying? It was over 3 weeks ago anyway. So if it was over 3 weeks ago, this is January the 17th. So it was either on Christmas Day or sometime before, yeah? Like, I'm imagining you weren't popping into the hospital on Christmas and New Year because you were feeling a bit worried in the morning. So what are you on about? Is this a long time ago or what? Or did it happen recently? I thought you'd just been to the doctors. Your story's getting complex, and it's only a simple story about your own doctor's visit. Why the lying?
And I'm thinking, what am I doing? I've been told by a doctor to do this, who took time off from COVID to spend time with me, and I've gone, well, that'd be all right. It's not going to be all right. You have to do it, don't you? So I'm saying this to my friends, my people out there, that maybe you're putting off something where you're ill and you don't want to face it. Or you're putting off a problem, you don't want to face it.
Right.
Face it with me. I'm facing my demon because I was
3 weeks late. Face it with Alan. Maybe you're vulnerable. Maybe you've got something particular that you're particularly worried about and you can't face. Tell Alan, he'll know what it is, and he promises not to use it against you in any way.
banned from YouTube. I wasn't.
If you've been banned from YouTube, if like me, you've been banned from YouTube, I now see how you feel and have some empathy for you.
Well, you're putting up a problem, you don't want to face it. Face it with me. I'm facing my demon because I was banned from YouTube. I wasn't banned from YouTube. I'll be on there tonight planning, researching, forgetting about my health.
This is a video that he's uploaded to YouTube on the second channel that he started because he got banned. So you are on YouTube, Alan. You are. You uploaded this yourself.
So I told the other cat, what are you doing? You have to do it. I was, yeah. I'm going to do it. So I've opened it. I've actually opened it now.
Boots. He did have to buy it. Boots. Automatic blood pressure monitor upper arm.
3 weeks too late.
3 weeks too late. It's an empty box he's showing you.
I don't know what high blood pressure means. I'm not...
Why didn't you ask the fucking doctor when they were talking about monitoring it? You're sat in front of the internet talking into a fucking camera. What do you mean you don't know what it means? What do you mean?
3 weeks too late. I don't know what high blood pressure means. I'm not a person that looks up. If you look up things like what's wrong with me, I've got this.
You're the armchair detective. You're solving cold cases on the internet. Finding out what blood pressure means when it's related to your imminent death might be quite interesting. No?
3 weeks too late. I don't know what high blood pressure means. I'm not a person that looks up. If you look up things like what's wrong with me, I've got this. You always think you're dying on the internet. Whatever it is, they give you the worst case scenario. Whichever it is, you're going to die. So
it depends what you type in, though, doesn't it? Because if you type in "I've got a headache" and it comes up with brain tumour, that's up to you to reason out that you probably don't have one and take a paracetamol and see what you're like the next day. So, like, that's not a feature of the internet. That's a feature of you, Alan.
If you look up things like what's wrong with me, I've got this. You always think you're dying on the internet. Whatever it is.
What have you been looking up? What is wrong with you that you've been looking up that comes back with "you're going to die"? What's Alan typing in? What are his symptoms? I feel a bit worried in the morning. You're going to die, mate. Googled that. It turns out I'm going to die. I've only got 3 weeks to live because I feel a bit worried in the morning.
I don't know what high blood pressure means. I'm not a person that looks up. If you look up things like what's wrong with me, I've got this. You always think you're dying on the internet. Whatever it is, they give you the worst case scenario. Whichever it is, you're going to die. So I don't read it. So anyway, high blood pressure.
So I don't read it. What if your symptoms are like imminent heart attack, and you type it in, it says imminent heart attack, you may well die, and you think, well, fuck that. I don't want to hear that. I'd rather not read it. Like, surely you should listen to it if you're typing in your symptoms and it keeps coming back with "you're going to fucking die." Maybe you should listen to that. Maybe that's the time you do want to seek medical help. It would seem really stupid to just think, fuck that then, let's have the big Christmas, give me the turkey, I like the dripping, and can I have my whiskey afterwards? Like, what are you doing, Alan? He looks fucking shagged.
So I bought one, and introduction. Compact, fully automated...
This is his channel, this is his content. He's now going to read the instructions of the blood pressure monitor.
Blood pressure monitor. Oscar meter principle. It measures your blood pressure and pulse rate simply and quickly.
You didn't say.
Put it on your upper arm. What is blood pressure? Your heart acts like a pump to circulate blood around your body, helps supply it with oxygen. Blood
Circulation 101.
pressure is measured in millimeters and represents the force needed for the heart to push the blood through the artery.
Hence pressure.
The highest pressure of cycles when the heart contracts. This is called symbolic.
He's not taking any of this in. He can't even pronounce the words.
Systolic blood pressure. Between contractions, the heart relaxes and the blood flows into it since it's lowest.
Yeah, exactly. Who is this for? This is a feature of this. Alan's not the only one in the truther community who does this, right? Because when Alan started up, he started telling a load of lies about these cases, like the Chris Watts case in America, and people started up detractor channels to hold him to account. So they're called the truther community. Now, some of them are quite good and are still doing a good job, but some of them have gone a bit nuts, a bit like Pastor Eric. And like, so the truther community now, because I look into it now because of this, every week someone has made a video to say, I don't like what you said about me in your last video, and I'm not very happy with you for the thing you've said over here about this, and you should understand that being a good chuffer means you should do this. And then next week another person's going to make a video and say, well, you said I should be a good chuffer doing this, but I'm already a good chuffer because I think I do this wrong and you do this right. And like, it just goes on. It's been going on for 5 years. And so part of their, like saying, like the content, Alan is the armchair detective, but thinks nothing of going on his soapbox. Like, it's like he's got this channel, therefore people are interested in whatever the fuck mundane, like, nonsense he wants to talk about. And Dover and Dolly's mom got it right in chat as well. He grifts his audience. So this is pity party. I've been knocked off YouTube. I'm particularly sick. Where's my tippies?
Pressure.
And he'll need to fill some time because he hasn't. He's probably said everything he's got to say at this point.
This is called diastolic blood pressure. Wow.
Diastolic.
What is normal blood pressure? Many factors, such as physical anxiety, time of day, can influence your blood pressure. Some people find when their blood pressure is measured by their doctor or nurse, the readings are often higher than they should be. This is because of clinical surroundings can cause a degree of stress. For healthy adults, resting conditions should be between 90 and 139.
He's on the lean.
Oh well, I'm scared now. I'm going to know how bad my blood pressure is when I take it.
He's on the lean as well when he was reading. I don't know why. He's got this. He calls himself the Armchair Detective because he bought himself a recliner to sit in, and he's on the lean.
And I don't know what I'm doing. Bear in mind, I don't know what I'm doing.
Why are you on the wonk?
There are clear causes of high blood pressure.
Just put the thing on your arm and press the buttons and then type into Google what your blood pressure come out as, and it will tell you whether it's good or not. Besides, you don't have to know what you're doing. The doctor simply wants you to record it on a day-to-day basis, and then they can look at it. You don't have to be like, this is not like some home remedy. Just put the thing on your arm and just press the button.
Lifestyle, overweight, too much cholesterol, drinking too much alcohol, eating too much salt,
Do you not think?
not eating enough fruit and vegetables,
This is
not
described.
exercising enough,
I guarantee that he's tick, 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 tick. I guarantee.
drinking too much coffee. Well, let's look at that, AD. Let's look at that. Being overweight, yes. Having high cholesterol, bacon sandwiches, yes. Drinking too much alcohol, no. I'll never drink.
Shut up.
Eating
He was drunk tonight. Shut up, you don't drink.
bacon sandwiches, yes. Drinking too much alcohol, no.
In one of his early videos on this channel that we were looking at the other day, he was in the park and he gave the busking man, the man who was singing the opera, he gave him a £5 and he said, I need the rest of the money to buy drinks. So you're not sat in that park needing the money to buy drinks because you want a Coca-Cola, are you?
Having high cholesterol, bacon sandwiches, yes. Drinking too much alcohol, no. I'll never drink. Eating too much salt, yeah. I've got a lot of processed food. Not eating enough fruit and vegetables. I hate vegetables.
Knew it.
I only have fruit in the summer.
Why? Why only the summer? If you like fruit, you don't have to restrict your diet to summer fruits only. You can buy them in the winter. Tesco's does a full range. It's like they ship them in from other countries. It's not like in the 60s where, we have no bananas today. Might get an orange in my stocking during Christmas, but otherwise winter fruits, no. Winter fruitcakes, slice of fruitcake, sir. Sorry, it's not the right season for me. Just only seasonal summer fruits for me. And what he means by that, my guess is that he's saying he only likes fruit in the summer. So it's not that it's now the summer I'll have a banana, but maybe it's like Wimbledon, strawberries and cream. Like maybe there's 1 or 2 occasions during the year where he will eat the fruits, but otherwise he's not interested. So maybe it's just like an annual event like Wimbledon, strawberries and cream. Oh, we have them at Wimbledon, so I technically eat fruits.
Enough fruit and vegetables. I hate vegetables.
Hate vegetables? How could you hate vegetables? They're most of the foods.
Summer. Yikes. Not exercising levels. Luckily, Winston takes me out 3 times a day, so...
No, you take the dog out, and 3 times a day must be pushing it, because that man is not walking round the block and up and down 3 times a day. Not having it. He lets the dog out the back 3 times a day. He has to get up in the garden 3 times a day to clean up the poop. And I doubt he does that. So he goes to the park once a day. I will concede that. I will give him that. But the dog's only about this big. It's not like, you're walking something that's pulling you along. You go for a little potter in the park with your doggy once a day. It doesn't count as treadmill work.
Drinking too much coffee, yes.
Yes.
Smoking, no.
Ooh. I'm the one that does the smoking.
High blood pressure has no symptoms.
If it's got no symptoms, why are you worried then? Because the symptoms you've got might not be the high blood pressure, eh?
It can damage the kidneys, heart and brain. It's quite important, right? It's quite important I do this. It's quite...
Anything like that, medical, like now it's damaging my brain, so it's more important. What, you didn't think your heart and your circulation was important on its own anyway? Now your brain's involved, fuck, we better do this. Like, before it was just, the chance of heart attack and, but my brain, my kidneys, oh, this is pretty important now. It's gone up on put that higher up on the pin board. Must do.
Kidneys, heart and brain. It's quite important, right?
Yeah.
It's quite important I do this. It's quite important I do this. Now I've read it, I'm scared. See, that's why I don't do it. Because if I read it, then I'm scared. Like a lot
what?
of you, right? You empathise with what I'm saying. I live alone.
I live alone. So, who's going to take my blood pressure for me?
Like a lot of you, right? You empathise with what I'm saying. I live alone. I'm scared. I don't want to know I've got a heart problem.
You didn't say you've got a heart problem. You've got to. What it said is, don't do all that stuff, right? Oh, he's like, I do all that stuff. Take your blood pressure. I'm not taking that. And maybe eat fruit, exercise. Well, I can't. I'm fucked basically. I can't start doing. What are we going to possibly do? Maybe if I go on the internet and complain about it.
I live alone. I'm scared. I don't want to know I've got a heart problem. But I need to know. Because I might be making it worse with the stress of YouTube.
Did you?
So here it is. And there it is. That's what goes around your arm.
Yeah, this isn't amateur dramatics time. It's just a blood pressure monitor. They have them at the doctor's. Put it on your fucking arm and press the button. This isn't like you've got you're not diabetic, you've not got to inject yourself, you've just got a blood pressure thing, put it on your arm. It's like doing your temperature. There's the thermometer, look, there's the thermometer, I'm going to have to put that in my mouth. Look, that's going to have to go all the way to the back of my tongue.
So here it is. And there it is. That's what goes around your arm. I haven't got a clue what to do.
You haven't got a clue?
I know I've got to put the batteries in.
Yeah, battery boy.
So I'm banned for, I think it's 10 days.
We're back to the YouTube ban.
Is this a sign from above?
I thought he was going to do the actual fucking test, but because he's got me. He's got. Sorry, Calstras, retard's a bit strong. I'm going to allow it, but it's strong, so I would not say it myself. Like, turns out in the modern world, I know it's a weird one because retard was actually a word because like there was a word before that was people said, oh, you can't say that, so they used retarded instead, and then retarded got pushed out and is now socially unacceptable. Really, like, I'd have allowed it, but I wouldn't. Don't do it anymore, thanks. I don't know why I allowed it really. So yeah, no worries. Sometimes like tongue slip because as well, like, I'm 40 years old. People used to call each other different sorts of names in the playground when I was a kid. I'm not cross with you, don't worry. What I am surprised about is that Alan, he got me actually invested in the blood thing, in the blood pressure thing. He showed us, like, he started a narrative. He showed us the device. He said he was scared, so now there's some jeopardy involved. Will he be able to handle doing the blood pressure test? I want to know. Like, I'm invested. So now, really, what I'm hoping for the rest of this episode, because he did come on to talk about his YouTube ban, but really what I'm hoping for is if he's going to fulfill that promise, like to the audience that he's crafted as a storyteller, if he's going to fulfill that promise and do the fucking blood test, do the blood pressure test. That's what I want to know. Like, if he doesn't do that, I'm going to feel pretty aggrieved and cheated out of my result from the blood pressure test.
He wants to look after me from above.
Who does? The dog? Is he upstairs?
And if any of you trolls are watching me, can you lay off me, please? Just leave me alone. Stop reporting me left, right and centre, please. I won't be doing anything for 10 days, so you're going to have to find somebody else to attack anyway.
He doesn't do this anymore, does he? He doesn't plead with the trolls anymore. He doesn't plead with us anymore. This was 2 years ago. I can't believe he's pleading with the trolls.
I don't know. I don't go around reporting people or attacking people.
Yes, you do. You reported me and you attacked me.
Grandfather, just leave me alone.
It doesn't matter how you were a grandfather. That wasn't an accomplishment.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to face this demon, and I admit I haven't.
I thought he was going to say, I admit I got a problem, but instead he said, I admit I haven't.
I've got Jill the cat on my back now. I've admitted to her. She's like in charge a lot. She's very bossy. No, she's not bossy. She's in charge of a lot of stuff in my group. I'm going to ring her now and tell her I've told you.
Told you? What?
She'll probably think it's a good thing because she's been trying to get me to do it.
You're going to ring somebody that's not aware that you're recording or live streaming, yeah, and tell her the good news that you've told your stream audience that you're having problems with your blood pressure. I'm sure she's going to find that important and compelling information. She'll have to put down whatever she's doing. Susan, put down your ham sandwich. I'm on the internet live right now, and so are you. And I've told them all. I've come out. This is an important moment. I've come out as poorly, potentially poorly, until the doctor hasn't confirmed that I'm poorly. They've asked me to monitor my blood pressure. And I've told the audience that I'm feeling tired after having grifted the Chris Watts case for 100 days straight. It's like someone's been in a casino gambling for like 100 days straight, and they've walked out of the casino and they've had to go to the doctor, and then they've decided to live stream like an intervention. This woman, if she's got any sense, she'd be like, what the fuck are you calling for me on the internet live? Why are you doing this? She does all the stuff in his group. He gets all the people in his spanners group, he calls them the spanners, to do all his work for him. Now he's ringing them up in the middle of the night. Don't know what time it is where she is. She might be American even. No, he's just fucking, I've got you live on the stream, fuck you.
Long time. This is like a surprise call.
Of course it's a surprise call. That's all calls are surprise calls. That's why they ring, because otherwise you wouldn't get the phone. It's I wonder who this is, you say, in surprise. Then you check, and it's a surprise initially, because it's ringing. I don't know who it is. I'm not magic. I didn't know you were going to be calling at this time. Yes, it's a surprise call. As opposed to one of those scheduled calls. I suppose you can have scheduled calls. I'd be more likely to say this is a scheduled call, and every other call I just refer to as a call. Just give him a pill. Thank God for the NHS, because Alan gets to fucking torment them on a week-to-week basis. I think I'm dying again. I need to come in. Have you been looking on Google? Yes. Can you close the computer? I'm not sure that's the right thing I should be doing. It told me I'm dying again. Alan, we're booked for 2 weeks. We've got important things to do. It's COVID. Yeah, but I found this spot on my forehead, and I think I've got a brain tumour. Alan, we're going to hang up.
I wonder if she's home. Hello? Hello? Joe the cat?
Hi there.
Hello?
Yes.
Just to warn you, I'm live, so careful what you say.
Thank God for that. Careful what you say. Don't swear or anything, thanks. When he means careful what you say, he means careful what you say. Not, I'm worried for you and, your privacy, but careful what you say in case you incriminate me in anything. Joe the cat. And the thing is as well, even back in the day, this is not normal, I don't think, because things might have been different on YouTube back in the day, but if you've got a group, the Armchair Detective, you're in his, Discord and his, Patreon or whatever, I don't think it's normal that he's just got you on speed dial. Hi, sorry, I was just going to sleep. Yeah, sorry, it's me off the internet. The one you mod for. Holy crap, I'm 68, when did this happen? It would be so funny to see Phil in those years as well. He'll be worse than this, Phil, will I imagine. But Alan's like a foreshadowing of how Phil might behave in the future as well.
I've just... Yeah. I told you about my blood pressure. And you said to me, yes. I've got to start taking it. I've made a decision that you're right. And not only that, I'm going to tell the world. Because then I'll have to do it, right?
So why have you phoned me up live on stream?
Well, I'm just phoning you.
Yeah, I understood that you were phoning me, Alan. So far, you haven't really given me a legitimate explanation as to why. I now realise that I'm live on the internet as well, so I can't just tell you to fuck off. Where's this going to go?
So maybe you can help me do it in a bit?
What? Yeah. She's going to help you do it? Oh, please keep her on the phone. Make her talk you through the process of using the machine. Please. I don't know if he's going to. I'm going to have to just skim forward a bit. He's got the instructions. It doesn't look like he's putting it on. He's not going to. The bastard. Maybe he's going to intend to finish the stream and then have her do it privately. Private nurse on call.
Yes, I'm actually just pleased that
Wardbod phoning to admit I have blood pressure. Listen, I heard what you said the other day about needing to see a doctor about my blood pressure. I thought I'd phone you in the night to get you live on the internet. To say that I'm telling the world. It's like, it's almost like it's on a level with I'm coming out as gay and it's an important moment in my life and I'm just telling the world and I thought I'd call you. Like she might be overjoyed to be part of this moment instead of really fucked off and have much, much better things to do than listen to this pathetic nonsense from a narcissist with a distorted view on whose time is important.
And you said to me,
Yes.
I've got to start taking it. I've made a decision that you're right.
It's like
Not only
David
that, I'm going
Brent.
to tell the world because then I'll have to do it, right? So I'm just phoning you.
You don't have to do it simply because you made a YouTube video saying you were going to do it. If you wanted to hold yourself to that high accountability, you have to do it on the fucking YouTube video. You can't just say you need to do it. I need to put the bins out. I've said it now, so you can guarantee when I finish this stream, those bins will be going right out. Dover and Donny's mum, you can make a bet, but I skimmed through it. I don't think he does. I really don't think he does.
So
maybe you can help me do it in a bit.
Yes, I'm actually just pleased that we have it on recording that you're saying I'm right. That's very good.
Oh, you're right.
Because
He doesn't
I
like
have
that.
been absolutely.
Look at his face! Look at his face! He didn't think she was going to spin it like that. He thought he was going to be getting the sympathies. And instead, he's been proved wrong on the internet. Big ups, fantastic, Mr. Sam. Yeah, have a good sleepies. I'm glad you got to enjoy some of this stream with us. It's been great to have you here. It's been an honour. And I'll probably play direct capture again before we finish and tell everyone to go and subscribe to your channel again. Because fantastic Mr. Sam makes fantastic Mr. YouTube videos. I've done it before. I've told you you got some new fans in my Mimps crew. Fantastic Mr. Sam. If you don't see any lines on here, you see some lines on here, but not on direct capture. How can that possibly be? Because I go as Super Chuffer and I'm on the Battery Exhausted channel at the moment on my YouTube. But don't worry, I do watch all your stuff. There's no way I've not watched direct capture, you see, but it's not got a line on it. There you go. And, yeah, back to Alan being a fucking nutter. I've started, so I'll finish on this one. This is like rare vintage treat. It's just like DSP. If you go back in time and look at some old shit, you get some absolute vintage cheese. Can you post the Discord link for Sam? Yeah, I can do that, yeah. Super Chuff and Mimp Squad. Invite people. Copy. Paste. Boom. Woof woof boom. Thanks.
The doctor sent AD home with this maybe a month ago, maybe more.
Yeah, a month.
And was it? Yeah.
Yeah, a month.
And for
Shut up.
a long time, I've been like, okay.
What's he drinking? What? Wait.
And for.
He's got a can of 7-Up. Or Sprite or something. You're supposed to be laying off the sugar.
A long time, I've been like, okay, tomorrow we're going to take some time and we're going to just.
It was Sprite.
A long time, I've been like, okay, tomorrow we're going to take some time and we're going to just do this together. Like, we'll walk through it, doing the high blood pressure machine, and finally.
It's not a high blood pressure machine. It's just a blood pressure monitor. It's not the high blood pressure machine. You'll scare the man.
It looks like you've come to your senses because you're realizing that, you're feeling stressed out and the doctors didn't send you home with this machine because it's a toy. Or if you want to play with this, they sent you home with a mission to learn that machine and
He's staring like he's listening to this woman talk and he's not happy that she's doing a lot of talking, I think. But also, it's fucking weird that she's doing so much talking.
record it probably twice a day.
That's right.
Your blood pressure,
that's right.
So I'm so
But
glad
I'm
that you're
scared.
starting that.
I've read what it says.
Stop talking,
You might
woman.
be suffering
Stop.
heart-
See, he talked over her to get her to shut up, and she just complied. If someone talks over you, you're tempted to just carry on with what you're saying usually, because it's kind of rude to just shut you down by talking over you. I could see it in his face. She's been talking for too long. Like, in the careful balance of conversation with a narcissist, don't talk for too long. It will make them cross.
Machine and record it probably twice a day.
That's right.
Your blood pressure, right? So I'm so glad
I'm
that you're
scared.
starting that.
I've read what it says. You might be suffering heart problems or kidney problems. I don't want to know it. I'd rather go on and drop dead.
You feel like it's scripted, like rehearsed, maybe, because he said this is just a random call. Maybe he said, right, yeah, we'll do a video together. I'll call you up and you can say this, maybe. But I get more of a kick out of it being for real. I don't think Alan is the sort of person that would plan and rehearse. I think he'd just rather just, like, you know, maybe he might have mentioned in the chats that maybe she's already said this shit to him before. And now she's live. She sounds more rehearsed because she's thinking, oh shit, I'm live. And she's sort of referring to like a script in her head about the blood pressure stuff, you know. And we've talked, you know, because when you go live on the internet and you're not like, you know, for me, having switched the camera on loads and loads, I start to forget and just be myself, which is probably a bad thing. But like when you're her, like, you know, you're suddenly live on the internet on AD's show. So you might want to talk a bit more like a guest and, you know, you might play up, you know, like when you're on camera, you feel a little bit exposed in a way. So I think it might be that as well.
That's my problem, isn't it?
You're right. He wants to be mothered. I was thinking about this the other day as well. I was saying it about AD's sexual preference on the porn thing episode we did, but I didn't want to go too deep on it because I thought he'd listen and like. But I might as well say it. I think he's both sadist and masochist in that he wants to be mothered and treated like a little, like, you know, I expect he's got some sort of sexual fetish that involves the woman being in charge and him having to do some stuff like, I don't know, lick her shoes or like some stuff like this, maybe even wear her clothes. But in the end of it, I think he wants to strangle her to death. So at the end of it, he's going to hurt her for, like, you know, seeing him in this vulnerable position once he's been in the vulnerable, but he also gets the kick out of being in the vulnerable position. He wants these women to be like mothering him, and the ones that are young enough he wants to like also have sex with.
No.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like that.
You don't like to face things.
No, but luckily I had YouTube to stop me facing it, and then this could be a sign from above. Right, that's it.
Right,
Slow
like
down.
Get
Slow down.
yourself in check.
Yeah.
Get it.
Andrew Stars Wolf. I don't have TikTok, but I could look at it maybe, but I don't have it, and so I won't look at it right now. But I might get onto TikTok to see how to get onto it. So that, I think I've got one. Like, I think I unlocked an account, or so to speak, but I'm not really on it. Like,
Check. Absolutely.
And also the other things you were on about me is actually right as well. You're right again.
what
Please,
did she say? You were a narcissist?
Please look after your weight. It says, look after cholesterol. I have bacon sandwiches every day.
And you're drinking Sprite right now.
Oh, you're
Drinking alcohol, fair enough. I don't do that. So I'm all right. So that's two.
no, thank God.
That's two out of three. Eating too much salt. Well, all my food are those ready meals you put in the microwave.
Do you only eat microwave ready meals? Why would you put yourself through the torment? You are allowed to cook food. What is he doing all day?
So that's all salt. That's 3 out of 4. Not eating fruit and vegetables. I absolutely hate vegetables. So that's 4 out of 5. Not exercising enough. Well, I think I am, aren't I? I walk Winston 3 times a day, so I'm all right at that, I think.
Give yourself a pass.
1, 2,
So
3.
don't worry about your heart and your cholesterol and your circulation, doing him now, circulation and all that, you know, your blood pressure. I think I'm probably all right with the exercise, so fuck it. I'm not going to do any more. I'm not going to step that up. Don't want to accidentally do too much.
4, 2. Drinking too much coffee, yeah.
When she said thank God, that's a good point. Maybe he got drunk before and was weird with his subscribers, and they told him to, because they tell him, you know, they're doing now. So maybe he's promised to them that he's not going to do any more drinking because of that time he went on Skype and did this thing with this woman. And now maybe it's like, thank God, you know, I'm not going to do any more drinking. Thank God after last time, you know, maybe it's one of those.
5, 2.
Oh, yeah.
Smoking no. Smoking no. So I'm guilty of 5, innocent of 3. So
It's not. This isn't a trial. This isn't a trial.
And thank God you've never been a smoker or a drinker.
Never,
and
no.
you know, it's absolute opposite. I know sometimes the trolls say, "Oh, he's always drunk." That is not true.
No.
If you're behind the scenes and you do a show like this, there's no time
He's still drinking.
to sit around drinking. There's
No.
not the time.
no, don't get me wrong.
Thank God you're not a drinker.
I'd like the next.
What are they on about? There's not the time. I mean, he did stream it a lot more back then, but he just sits there in the evening talking about stuff on the internet. There is easily the time for him to be drinking.
Man, I like a drink, but not at home.
Wait. Apparently he's not drinking, but now he likes a drink. How quickly the tower crumbles.
I've never been a home drinker. I drink out if I go out and drink.
Well, you've drank at home on,
Say to Tesco's.
online on your shows a couple times when we were having.
She's grassing him up. She's contradicting him. Well, you've drunk at home when you were on your show. I was there, Alan. Says the woman who's on his. Why did he call this woman? This is classic Alan as well. This is. Why did he call this woman? Why did he bring her up? She's not helped him in any way. She's made him look bad. Classic. This is vintage Alan.
Online on your shows a couple.
I'm gonna refill the bottle.
And thank God you've never been a smoker or a drinker.
Never,
and
no.
It's the absolute opposite. I know sometimes the trolls say, "Oh, he's always drunk." That is not true.
No.
If you're behind the scenes and you do a show like this, there's no time to sit around drinking. There's not the time.
No, don't get me wrong.
Thank God you're not a drinker.
I like the next man. I like a drink, but not at home. I've never been a home drinker. I drink out if I go out and drink.
Well, you've drank at home online on your shows a couple times when we were having fun nights. But
Yeah, if you say one night out of 50, I'll have a drink. So that's about it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you so rarely do.
So we're gonna have we're just gonna take this to the sign,
Oosh.
and you're gonna be my nurse, and we're gonna sort this
Oh.
out. And I'm gonna take this, what they said. Look at it. It's reams of stuff. Reams of stuff.
Yeah, but you don't have to read all that, Alan, because that's all the different languages. No one's expecting you to read all that.
I know. It can seem overwhelming, and it's
What was literally making baby noises.
I know.
Wanting to play off his dyslexia like he needs her help because he can't even fathom how to work. A minute ago he was reading it out. Now it's Isn't that one of the noises from Little Britain?
Stuff. Reams of stuff.
I know. It can seem overwhelming, and it's so ironic, AP, because you're someone that's so into metadata, but when you turn that focus on yourself, you're not at all. You don't want to know. Like you're afraid.
Good question. How does she see on the phone? Is she watching the live stream, or has he opened up a video call with her on the internet? Maybe.
I think you're afraid.
I've got to fill out all this. I've got to literally take my part.
Yeah, but that's not a problem, Alan, because it's not. I've got to fill out all this like it's some look. It's just a sheet of paper. You do it daily, and you write it down in the note bit. You don't have to fill out every single cell of the thing. And if you did, it'll be 3 times a day for a certain amount of weeks. It'll fill in itself when you don't have to sit down and do that all at once.
Take this 100 times. Oh my lord.
Yeah, and it's a very strange sensation. You're going to have to get it. You have to wrap it around the arm at the very right spot.
I'll tell you what's amazing to me, right? If in some way, because he's manipulating this woman, I wonder if he is simply doing it to manipulate her, or if he in some way wants, like, I would see myself acting like this with a woman as being something that would make them feel like turned off by me. Like I wouldn't want to behave like this. Like if it's some sort of what I'm trying to say, if it's some sort of seduction tactic, like, help me, my nursey, like it just makes me seem like a pathetic baby, and like he's a grown man. So I just don't understand why he's doing this. Like if he doesn't want to sleep with her, like that's okay, but at the same time, like it still makes you look like a pathetic ninny, and you're a grown man. Do you know what I mean? Like. No, not just with a woman as well. With anyone, I would feel, unless it was my own mother, I suppose, and I was feeling poorly, I wouldn't want to be going, oh, I can't, oh, somebody help me, poor Scottis. Like it's just fucking pathetic. Like you can see in his face as well that it was a manipulation, and now he's sitting there like bored of listening to her talk, waiting to see how the manipulation worked. Like when she doesn't provide the exact response he was looking for, he gets angry about it. It's like he wants someone to mother him, isn't it? or is this just because like maybe she gives him money, or what is? And also, I find the thing I find most fucking weird about it is he's got her on fucking phone dial on his computer, and they're like, he was like, "Hi, I'm calling you. You're on the internet," and she wasn't like, "That's fucking weird." Like, this must be a normal day-to-day interaction. Like, you must speak to these people, and I've said this a lot. It's not just manipulating them through the screen on his show, is it? He's manipulating them behind the scenes on a day-to-day basis.
The time.
Yeah, he's playing vulnerable. Yeah, you're right. He's playing vulnerable, and it's an act, isn't it? So it seems fucking. Yeah, maybe there's more in the narcissistic psychology there. You're right. The vulnerable narcissist.
All this. I've got to literally take this 100 times. Oh my lord.
Yeah, and it's a very strange sensation. You're going to have to get it. You have to wrap it around the arm at the very right spot, and not too tight, because then the machine is going to squeeze your arm.
So yeah, because she's giving him the mechanical information of how to use it, and he's thinking, I know how to fucking use a blood pressure machine, you silly bitch. Like, I'm only pretending to not know how to use the blood pressure machine, you fucking idiot. That's what he's thinking. What he was hoping for was, oh, Alan, oh, don't worry, I'll make all the notes for you. You just put the thing on, and I'll make all the notes for you. I'll ring you up 3 times a day with your medicine. I'll give you a kissy. That's what he was hoping for, and instead he got, yeah, you put it on your arm and you press the button, and you don't want that.
The very right spot, and not too tight, because then the machine is going to squeeze your arm very tight.
And that's, he does this tune of the lip. I've noticed it twice now. That must be trying to stop himself from either breaking into a smile or a condescending sneer, or biting his lip, literally, you would say, holding something back. Yeah, holding something back. He wants to say, fuck you, shut up, but he, just holding that back there.
But these are the things that have to be done. It's so important. I'm like over the moon that you're actually finally doing this.
Lucky for me, you've had experience with your father with this, haven't you? He's been doing. You were doing blood pressure with him.
Yeah, and my dad is like completely fit. He was a smoker for a long time, but he quit cold turkey in the fall. But
the interaction now has become like host and guest. Like, he was leading her into talking about something online there. So it does make me feel this is a bit contrived, maybe.
He was just feeling fatigued, and then he started getting numbness, and then
what it is like they've had this conversation before. He didn't know really what to say. He wanted to like manipulate her by thinking about her father, and like, you know, what he's trying to do is, with Alan's manipulation, he tries to put people in a state of mind. So here for this woman, it's remember how you felt with your father, and then let her talk about it for a bit, and now she's in those feelings. Right, now apply that to me. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do here. So he brought it up and he let her talk, but he also had this feeling of like guest and host, because obviously they've had this conversation before. She feels she's live on the internet, so when he said you've had this with your father before, she's now not really talking to Alan, she's also talking to the wider audience and doing her talky bit on the internet, like from her end. But it's a savage manipulation. He does it very often on his show. I think one of the reasons he focuses on these child murders, like, not only do we think he's a bit like, you know, interested in children and their murders for his own personal reasons, but we also think, or I also think, that it's a manipulation tactic. Like, if you talk about things that make these particular group of women more emotionally vulnerable, like, it's like a way into their wallet. Like, with men you might do sexy, saucy, show them your boobies. With Alan it's like, show them the dead children, if you know what I mean. Like, in a savage like that, they're not like, oh, I love those dead children, but they're like, oh my god, I feel so emotional, and I, you know, if only I could do something to help. And then, like, here's Alan, you can give me the tippies, like, I'm doing all this good work on the internet. So, like, I feel like there's an element of that in his choice of subject subject matter, and he's doing it here as a narcissistic manipulation. Yeah,
they think he had a small heart attack, and then he had to be rushed to another city to have a stent put in, and the procedure of having a...
Now what's going through his head is, what if this was me having this happen to me? He's not worried about this woman's father or the experience she's been through. He's thinking, God, I might have to have a stent
put in to open up your arteries. I'm not even going to tell you about it because it's not nice.
Let's not go that way. Let's just hope we can...
Let's not.
Hopefully they can do it with medicine.
These things,
what
monitoring yourself is the best way.
But what will they do? I mean, what if they say, well, we need to lower your blood pressure?
You know,
how would they do that?
Okay, well,
medicine?
Basically life would have to change.
Medicine. Yeah, you give me some magic medicine and that's fixed. He just read the thing out. You literally just read the thing out. You have to change your life. You're doing 5 out of those 7 things wrong. And also you're not admitting about the exercise and the drinking. So you're doing 7 out of those 7 things wrong. Yeah, you need to change that. Why are you asking her if you think the doctor's going to give you some medicine?
Change your diet. You're going to have to get rid of sodium. You're going to have to eat way more vegetables. I know it's crazy. The only vegetable AD likes is corn. And that's the worst one for you.
I love corn.
And that's the worst one for you because it's loaded with sugar. But honestly, I know you need more fresh foods.
Where does this leave Tango?
The corn thing is just like a child who won't eat their vegetables, but sweet corn is acceptable. So, but I ate my sweet corn. Yes, but I want you to eat the greens and the carrot as well. But I ate the sweet corn. Can't we have sweet corn with every meal? No. Yes, it's a vegetable. No, you cannot have it with every meal and claim that you're eating your 5 a day. Like, yeah, but I like sweet corn. I have a corn on the cob sometimes.
Does this leave Tango?
No, that leaves Tango with sugar. But honestly, I know you need more fresh foods.
Where does this leave Tango? Where does this leave Tango?
Where does this leave Tango, meaning the sugary soft drink that he likes to drink, which he already knows the answer to? What's this about?
You need more fresh foods.
Where does this leave Tango? Where does this leave Tango?
No, that leaves Tango way in the past, in your past. It's terrible for you.
Andras. Oh, I put extras on. It's Andrasta, and I'm saying Andrastaza. Andrasta. When I type it out like that, it's much easier. That's how you do it, look. This is going to be bad. Well, see, the thing is, I don't actually know what context is. I don't know what's good and what's bad, but there's 2 numbers, isn't there? One over the other. Or something. 170 over 117. That sounds bad. With a heartbeat of 124. 120 over 80 is perfect. You need to stop. You need to eat more fruit. Go for a run. Sorry, I'm being facile, but I just learned that from AD.
You might as well just put 2 cups of sugar in a glass of water and drink that. And all the other crap that's in those drinks too.
All right, well,
it makes you get...
I don't think I can download a long video to Facebook, can I? So we're going to have to cut this short in a minute, I think.
You have to shut up now.
Okay. Well, anyway, you maybe all this came to a head at maybe it's a perfect storm for you to actually take this opportunity to exactly, check your blood pressure, do what the doctor says. At least let's just get the blood pressure recorded, and then let somebody else look at the results and advise you. So I'm really pleased you're doing it now, and I know you'll have a lot of support, because I'm sure we have a lot of fans and subscribers that have had these sort of...
Even I wanted to stop talking now.
...issues too, that will be, there to encourage you as well.
Is it worth appealing to the trolls to leave me alone with that?
Will be, there to encourage you as well.
Is it worth appealing to the trolls to leave me alone, or would that just be have to be more? No point.
Trolls, leave him alone, okay? There.
Yeah,
no, it won't work, but we've appealed.
All right, well, I'm going to upload this onto Facebook. So I was going to go live tonight, but I can't face it. I literally can't face the chat at the moment. But so I've made this recording instead, and I'm going to take a few days. I'm going to take a few days off. I have to.
Just relax. Yeah, I'm so pleased. This is the best news that you're, taking a step for your own health. and a couple of days of relaxation is exactly what you need.
I'll post this onto Patreon as well, so everybody knows this. So where is he? You got to remember, Michelle, I'm addictive. They expect their fix of AD every night at 10 o'clock.
Well, they've paid for your patron, that they do expect, but every night 10 o'clock, addicted to AD, I think they could find another way to satisfy those urges, couldn't they?
I know. People, I get the messages.
But I am
People go
human.
crazy if they don't, when they don't get their AD.
But I am human, aren't I? So we're going to have to take a break.
Surprisingly, I am
An
human.
enforced break.
Okay.
Thank you, YouTube, for banning me. Thank you, YouTube, for banning me.
Yeah. This is it. That's what it took for me to get you to do your blood pressure.
That's right, that's right. Well, I'll phone you back in a bit when I've done all this, and we'll do it.
Will you?
We'll bite the bullet.
Okay.
Thank you, Michelle.
Good for you, Amy.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
What a fucking weirdo. I'm glad we did that. That was wow. Thought it was good to do a bit of detracting because Sam was in, and wow, we've got a good cut there. We can cut that and put that up.